Hi you guys, thank you so much for watching. We're going to go ahead and jump right in. I'll be using the Empire 27 piece, and I'll be using the 10-inch and 12-inch straight Empire hair. My client is already prepared. Her cap has already been applied. All I'm doing now is cutting off the excess cap. I did apply the front. I laid it down with the lace glue. Y'all already know I like to use my Ebin platinum lace glue. So you're going to cut off all of the excess cap. Take your 99% alcohol and clean it off. You can find that alcohol in Walmart or your local beauty supply store. The reason for wiping this off is so that you remove any excess oil so that you get a longer lasting lace. Now I'm going to begin applying my lace glue. I like to use a wood stick to apply this because it's sanitary. You don't have to use it from client to client. You could throw it away, and it's very good if you're on a budget. And you don't have to worry about all of the sticky and the tacky, because I see a lot of people, they like to use combs and different things like that. But with this, you can just apply it and then throw it away, and it won't really cost a whole lot of money to replace it. But you're going to lay down as many layers as you would like. I try to go between anywhere 4 or 5 layers, but I am speeding this video up just a tad bit because you guys have already seen this application before, but I do not mind showing it because somebody out there maybe needs to see this. But this is all I am doing. You're going to blow dry it until it's clear. Now I'm going to go ahead and lay down my lace closure. If you would like to see the prep and how I bleach and pluck my lace closures, I will link that video for you guys below. So all you're doing now is you're going to press down that lace where you need it. And I do cut off the ear tabs just so that the lace can lay behind her ear so that it's a perfect fit, because you cannot have that tab at the front because it will show. But I like to lay down one side first and then pull it a little bit tight so that I can press in the lace into the glue. This is not your HD lace, the thin lace. No, this is invisible lace. It is a little bit thicker. If you don't know the different type of lace, HD lace is very thin and it looks skin-like, but I am using regular invisible lace. Now I'm going to begin sewing down the back of the closure. This, I'm using the nylon thread. I do love this thread a lot. It doesn't tangle as much as the cotton thread. So all I'm going to do is just sew down from the back of the closure first. Right at behind the ear, you want to make sure that you pull the lace because you don't want it to buckle. This area can be a little bit tricky if you cut off too much of the tab on the side of the lace closure. So please make sure that you stitch really close together so that the lace closure doesn't buckle. Now I am going to go in and kind of press the lace in a little bit more because I do not want it to lift. So you want to kind of part different places inside the lace just so that you can make sure that it's laid down, because like I said, this is not HD lace. This lace is a little bit thicker. So now I'm going to go in with my eyebrow archer and I'm going to begin cutting off that lace. Sometimes I cut it off before or sometimes I cut it off after. But because she's getting it pushed back, I want to go ahead and cut that lace off so that I can see what I have going on. right here, I'm going to go ahead and section off her sideburn, and I'm going to do this because after time goes by, the glue begins to cure, and you want to go ahead and have everything sectioned out, because if you do not go ahead and do it, you will find it a little bit harder to lay this sideburn down or the baby hairs down. Also, you want to go ahead and make your parting area. For me, I like to go ahead and prep before, because like I said, whenever that glue begins to cure, it's going to be a little bit harder to move that hair. And all I'm doing right here is just kind of pulling the hair out, because when I laid it down, I did press the hair going to the back, but all I'm doing is loosening up the hair, because I know that I'm going to do baby hair later. As you can see, the hair is, you know, beginning to cure and not be able to move. So all I'm doing is kind of loosening up the hair on the lace so that I can prepare to do baby hairs after I do the styling. Now I'm going to go ahead and begin laying down my 27 piece. And just to clear things up for anyone who thinks that I do not prep the client's hair or protect the client's hair, I do. I have applied the Roberts Diamond Protective Shield to the back of her head. It dries clear so you cannot see it, but when you are applying 27 piece, you need to make sure that that hair does not bend. I have a lot of you guys who always ask me, why do I lay this last track down underneath the hairline? Only because in this particular style, she's getting a V cut. You do not want this hair to flip up, so you want to lay that track down as far as possible without having to worry about that track flipping up or lifting. So now I'm going to go in with my razor and I'm going to shave down this hair in the back so that it is out of the way whenever I lay my other tracks. And of course, y'all already know that I like to keep the guard off of my razor, but if you do not have experience doing this, or if it feels uncomfortable, do not do this on your client, because you do not want to cut anyone. So take your time and shave down the back. You can get a nice shaved look with the guard on as well, but I like a closer look. And also I do this because I get more usage out of my blades and I get a closer cut doing it this way. Now I'm going to use my trimmers to put a nice taper on this in the back. She wants a V cut, and one thing that I tell a lot of my clients, everybody has a different neckline and this look different on everybody. If you have a shorter neckline, it's going to be a lot more difficult for this to show versus someone who has a longer neck. It looks different on each and everybody, but I'm going to do my best with this and give her what it is that she wants. She wants the V, so I'm going to go in and do the V. And always a rule of thumb, keep it wider than what it normally is, so that you have more space, because once you cut this hair off or you go too close in, you won't be able to correct it if you mess this up. Now I'm going to go in with my paper and apply it to the rest of her hair. Like I said, around the edges and around the back I always do the protective shield, and then I cover the rest with the wrap script paper. So this paper, you can find it in store, and it's the Red by Kiss, and this is the 3.5-inch wrap scripts that I'm using. And I love this paper because it's very thick and it's strong. You don't have to worry about the paper ripping. So I'm going to start out with my 10-inch hair. You can use 8-inch in the back if you want to, but I just went ahead and began using the 10-inch hair. So I asked her to get the 10-inch and the 12-inch. But if you want to, you can use 8-inch in the back and towards the top or in the bang area. So you do it however it's more comfortable for you. So all I'm doing is laying down this hair. Don't put the tracks too close because you don't want it to get too thick on you. Now you're going to go ahead and begin laying down your 12-inch tracks on the side. I am double tracking because when you have enough hair or thicker hair on the side, the layers will flow and your curls will flow as well. Now you're going to begin laying the tracks down in the back. You will take these tracks to meet the side where you did your 12-inch hair. And I do this because I want to make sure that I do not run out of hair, and I want to make sure that I have enough 10-inch for the back because she only has 2 packs of hair. Now I'm going to begin laying down the bang area, and you may want to ask your client if they want this much hair in their face. There are different ways that you can do this. Some clients don't like a lot of hair in their face, so you will have to slightly curve the tracks in a different direction so that it's not in their face. Because the closure is a 4x4, you do not have much room to push the tracks over more. So you can use a half a frontal if you want to get that lifted look, but I will do a future video on that as well. But for this client, she doesn't care about the hair being in her face, so I'm laying all of the tracks going towards the front of the head. So I will go ahead and warn you guys, while I was filming, my tripod fell and broke, so I did lose one clip of me finishing up tracking the top of her head and molding down the lace closure, but I did insert a picture so that you guys can see how I ended up doing. Now she is done drying, and this is how her mold looked. I did use the wrap strip to hold this down in the front, Again, I do apologize that I wasn't able to get that clip for you guys. I tried. I wound up having to lean my phone against my station. Now I'm going to use my Diamonds Oil Sheen just to kind of loosen up the side of her head. I did use my all-time favorite, Aunt Jackie, to mold her hair down. I'm going in with my Andes hot comb just to kind of straighten out the roots of the lace and lay everything down, smooth everything out. Please be careful, you can burn your client if you go across that lace too close to the scalp, so just be careful. This step is very essential to smoothing everything out. Instead of me plucking her part, I'm just going to take my trimmers and just kind of cut the part into the lace closure. This saves me a lot of time doing it this way. You don't have to do this, but I'm doing this because I don't really have a lot of time to pluck. And I'm thinning out the sideburn with my razor. Please be careful so that you do not cut your client. You can kind of go in with your bed head, hard head, just to kind of freeze this in place, but do not apply too much. You don't want it to look too shiny. Now I'm going to just define the part with my Kiss Duo Cream Concealer. You can use a brush to do this, to define it. Make sure that you use a color that's going to match. And all I'm doing is camouflaging the lace. Like I said, this is not HD lace, so you're going to have to do a little bit more work to get it to blend in. So now I'm going to take my high beams and kind of clean up this part. I like my parts to be very, very straight and very defined. So all I'm going to do is take my brush and define this part. Now I'm going to take my razor and layer the back. Please be careful when you do this because you don't want to cut off too much hair, and also keep in mind that you want to keep it a little bit long enough to cover the 27 piece that you lay down in the back. Once you're done cutting the hair, you're going to section out the hair so that you can begin styling and curling this. So I will be going in with my 1/2-inch flat irons and curling this hair in the back. And the reason being is because the hair in the back is shorter, so you want to use a smaller flat iron to be able to get down into the hair and flat iron the hair flat and blend it in. I will be using my razor just to kind of blend in some more to expose the 27 piece in the back. But just take your time and flat iron this hair down. You can use your comb to kind of straighten it out, but just be careful so that you don't burn your client. And yeah, this is all you're going to do. Go ahead and do this throughout the entire back. You can use a 1-inch as you're going up when the hair gets a little bit longer, but I'm just going to remain using my 1/2-inch flat iron. For the side, I will be going in with my 1-inch curling iron. I purchased this from my local beauty supply store, and I can say that this is one of the best curling irons I have ever used, and it only was $35. Literally, I've never had curling irons that get this hot, you know, like. And for weave, you have to make sure that you have a curling iron that's going to be able to curl bigger sections of hair. This curling iron is the bomb.com. I wish I knew online where to purchase them. I would link it, but I can't. Like I said, I bought it from my local beauty supply store, and this curling iron gets very, very hot. Right now, I will begin styling and combing out her curls. Like I said, whenever you add enough hair, you won't have to worry about your layers looking skimpy or looking spaced out. It'll be very, very full and flowy. So all I'm doing now, I did see one strand that wasn't curled. All I did is pick up a couple of more strands of hair and recurled it in that area. And you can do this anywhere if you feel like you left out some hair or want to curl it a little bit tighter. But this is pretty much the finished look, you guys. I do appreciate you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And please leave your feedback in the comment section. Also, make sure that you go and follow me on Instagram so that you can keep up with all of my work, my recent activity, videos, photos. Make sure that you go and follow me on all social media platforms. I appreciate your love and support. And this is pretty much the finished look. I will be uploading more videos in the near future. Again, thank you guys so much.